and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Sammy of Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
All right, we're back. Another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 124, I think. Or 125 or 123. I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to discuss our favorite band logos. Might not have to be fans of the band, but maybe maybe just like cool looking logos.
Well, that being said, as we're starting the logos, I'm going to start it off with Metallica. Might as well go right into it.
Yeah, I've always liked their logo.
They got a few, there's a few of them, but they're main one.
I don't like the mid period in the 90s, like the Load logo, where it kind of changed a little bit, and wasn't a fan of that. Where the end letters weren't like this.
The ninja looking one, or
the original logo I like, and which they still kind of they still use that style, but
oh, you don't like the one where the letters, instead of shooting out, they kind of bend in, which I'll put the graphic up. Yeah. They use it for St. Anger too.
Yeah, I thought that was awful, but
yeah, the Metallica logo is great, man. It always looked good. It looked big.
James Hetfield kind of did the first one, at least, right? Didn't James Hetfield create it?
I don't know who created it.
I don't know who designed their logo.
I'm almost sure it was Hetfield that did it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, I even like on Garage Days where everything was written in like someone's handwriting. It's probably Lars's handwriting, and that you could even write it out that way, without being like an art student,
Oh yeah, I mean, when we were in school, like everybody had their books and written on their jackets.
Yeah.
Oh, you found that symbol everywhere,
or
that logo everywhere. Yeah, it's like it's funny because I'm looking at almost like sports teams have it. They have a list of different logos from different times. So 1983 to 1996, we have the main logo. Then you have the 96 to 2003, which is kind of like a slightly different Metallica logo. And then 2003 to 2008 is that other kind of slightly different Metallica logo. And then it goes back to 2008 till now. It looks more like the original logo, but kind of smaller. I'm gonna put these graphics up on here so everybody can see them. But that's pretty wild. But yeah, it's like a lot of people wreck it, as far as the logo. I think the logo is good though. I mean, it's so identifiable,
Yeah.
It's so good. All right, moving on. Damo, what you got?
How about the Kiss logo? I've always liked that. I like
didn't take long. Didn't take long at all.
Well, it was happening.
I mean, it's pretty simple, except the two S's, like the like lightning bolts, they kind of like stick right out, and then it's a 4-letter word, so you could have it lit up like they do live, and it's not like a huge gigantic logo, it's doesn't take up a lot of footprint. But,
yeah. And as Ace would say, he made the logo. Paul refined it. He refined it, but I made the logo. That came from me, the original logo. And there is supposed to be, Ace supposedly put in his book the original Kiss logo. So I'm just going to find it on here. Ace original.
Yeah, it was pretty much the same.
Well, the one with the lips or something, which I don't know if I remember.
Yeah, and it had lips. Yeah.
Ace original Kiss logo with lips. Paul was an art student, so yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, this was the original one. Wow. Yeah, it just looked like the eye looked like it was more like a diamond, kind of, and it was just lips.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean their logo is, between the big lighting sign in the back and all that stuff, definitely a great logo. Mike D, what you got?
Not one of my favorite bands. Not even really one of my favorite logos, but I think it's kind of interesting after reading a little bit about it. The Doors.
Okay.
Now I always thought they were like screws, like the flathead screwdriver.
Right. So I thought they were too.
but no, they're pills. It's like the score and the pill going through it.
Ah,
And I guess like the front part, like of the D, that's where it's like I guess a half a pill right there.
Wait,
I'm not
what is
sure.
it? What
They're
is it again?
pills, like a pill.
the two O's are pills.
Huh.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
And I'm thinking even the S's too. It's like scored 4 ways, maybe broken. I'm not sure what the R is though.
Huh. I never
but-
knew that.
I thought they were screws.
There used to be like a street name. I don't even know what the real names for them were and how long ago it was, but I always wondered where they got the names. But I'm thinking there was drugs called like Floors and Doors. So now I'm thinking that's probably where they got the name from. Maybe I should have researched it a little bit, but I was never a fan of the Doors.
Maybe floors were downers and doors were uppers.
There was something, but I know they went together. They were called like Floors and Doors. Yeah.
I thought it was a like a hippie book that they were into called the Doors of Perception or something.
Well,
Maybe that's it too,
that
but-
played into it too. I know that played into
Yeah.
it. At least they said that in the movie.
Yeah.
But as far as the logo goes, the logo's pretty. That makes sense. I'm looking at the logo now. It makes kind of sense. But they probably got the name, I think, from the book. That's because he was like in the poetry and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that logo. I think it's an art logo. Damo,
I mean,
you think that?
What's that? The door. I like the Doors logo.
Yeah, it's a good logo. I guess going to me. AC/DC.
I knew it was next. I had it up on my screen. I knew it.
What, AC/DC? Yeah. I mean,
I knew it.
how could you not? I mean, that's a great logo. Everybody rips that logo off for a t-shirt for a second or two.
Yeah.
It's it's got the electric thing going on. Got the lightning bolt. I think it's a great logo. It's a great logo. Yeah, I did that one. I'm a fan of that. Yeah, simple,
yeah, it's
but
that
cool.
font. You know, like when you start seeing people just rip off the font and use it for other things.
You
that's
know
when
what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is. But I think that logo's it definitely works. Even by itself, it looks good.
Yeah.
What do you got, Damo?
I got the Def Leppard logo.
It's a good one.
Same thing. It's another font. You know, sometimes you see it. Oh, you know, is that supposed to say Def Leppard? You know, and it's like somebody else kind of like, you know, ripped the font, but it's you know that it's
but not even the
band.
lettering. I like the one with the triangle.
Yeah.
That's the cool one. I mean, the lettering is the lettering. It still looks cool, but I like I like when they use the triangle.
Oh yeah.
I think that's really, really neat. Cool. Mike D.
I'm going to go with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, that's definitely more like an iconic, symbol right there. The way you think it's an asterisk in the center with their name around it, but it actually is more like I think it stands for infinity and chaos.
Really? Because when they asked him, he says it's an angel's asshole. That's his response to that.
But that's what I heard. It stands for infinity and chaos.
It could be.
Or an angel's asshole.
Oh, yeah.
That could be chaos too. Who knows?
I mean, it's a cool, simple logo. It's definitely a cool, simple logo. Easy tattoo,
Yeah.
Not much to it. Damo?
You.
Oh, it's me again. Sex Pistols. I like it. I like that font. That's a good font. Well, not font. It's a good.
It's sort of like a ransom note or something.
That's what it looks like. It's definitely. It definitely.
That is
fit.
cool. Yeah.
It definitely fit the times, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there was more than one. I think it was just the one logo, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, just a different. Yeah, like somebody cut the letters out or something.
Yeah, it's either you got the one that looks like a ransom note, or you got the one that just looks like somebody cut out the letters, kind of deal. But they're both pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna post all these up as we're saying them. Damo, go to you.
Well, sticking with that, how about the Misfits logo?
Great
the
logo.
Font. I think that's it's another cool one. It's got that kind of like 50s B movie kind of imagery, which kind of works perfect,
Yeah, and
like
now you know that they don't have the rights to the Crimson Ghost. But that theme that they use, they have the rights to, which is so close to the same thing.
What do you mean?
It's the Crimson Ghost, you know, the face,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
They don't have the rights to that. Some company does, like from back in the day, because you know they took it from the movie, right?
Right. Yeah.
But the Fiend skull, maybe it's the one with the hands or something. I don't know. I don't know what the difference
Okay.
much is. I'm not even sure what the difference is. But yeah,
okay, I know what you mean.
yeah. So but
That's weird.
that's a logo. That and a couple other logos that we're going to probably mention here is you'll see all the time. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, before we even get to the other two logos, you know, Dame knows, you know, the rule. If you're in a real band and you're on stage, the only real rock T-shirts you're allowed to wear are the Misfits Crimson fucking Ghost T-shirt, the Motorhead fucking main Motorhead T-shirt, the Ramones T-shirt. They're the three. That's it,
Yeah, I
right?
see them.
They're the
See them
three.
everywhere.
You know, you go up here with an Overkill shirt.
Never,
like,
never
oh,
wear
cool,
your
but,
own. You never wear your own.
yeah, I wear my own.
Do you really?
I don't care. What do I
Yes, he
care?
does.
That was always like the number one rule. You never wear your own shirt.
That's why I go to the
Yeah.
beat to my own drum.
Right.
Who else?
We know this.
I'm the only one buying the damn thing. Okay, so I guess we're going to Mike D.
Oh, it's me again?
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, let's go with that 9-inch nails. It's simple. It's 3 letters.
Hmm.
It's, I guess, a mirrored palindrome, what you would call it, I guess. And,
Mhm.
you know, I remember it was like probably my senior year, maybe 92 or 93. This logo was everywhere. And I don't even think it was people that liked the band. I think it was just people thinking it was a fashion statement because it was people that didn't even listen to their music. So
Right.
at that point, it was just such an iconic logo. I don't know now. I don't really see people wearing it anymore, but
I used to see that shirt all the time.
everywhere. Bumper stickers, used to
Oh, my
see it
God.
on, and hats everywhere.
Yeah. Nin.
Yeah, and what was it was pretty cool because it was plain enough that you didn't know
Right.
what it was, and there was a little artistic thing too, but it wasn't too much. It looked like
Yeah.
it could have been like his T-shirt that said that on there. I'm going to go with Van Halen. There's a few different ones.
Love
that
it.
they had the main, you know, they had the original one that was made, which was a little kind of different with the A's, and then in the 70s, I guess for the first record was the main one, which is a great logo with the wings. And then when Sammy joined the band, they got if you notice, they got the one with the still cool logo, the VH with the kind of gold ring around it, or the rings around it, where it looked like like a circlish, and that was still cool, but it still kept it the same. You know,
I wasn't that big of a fan of that
the main
logo, but
the main logo
yeah,
is great.
Yeah. The main one wasn't that big of a fan of it.
What the Sammy one?
Nah, just the one you're talking about.
Oh, the main one, really?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just
I kind of dig that one.
Me
Yeah,
too. It's got that
I know
3D look.
Yeah, I know it's kind of iconic, just with the wings and everything. Just never really did anything for me.
Here we go. On that note, Dame, what does do something for you? It's your turn.
How about the Dio logo?
That's a good one. Now, does
You
that
flip it upside
it
down?
does say
It
says-
says devil.
it does. At least that's what we heard. I don't know how true it is, but we always heard that, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Was
it
it?
made
You
me
had to
look
flip
at
it upside down and put it in the mirror or something like that.
Well, you just flip it.
Was it? You just flip it?
Yeah, you just flip it and it says supposedly devil. I mean, after someone told me, I was like, oh yeah, it kind of does say that. Now I don't know if that was meant to be, but
Yeah,
which I would probably guess probably not. But
well, I mean, it had to be right if you could read it like that. I mean, look
Yeah.
at the angel logo. It says angel on both sides. That's crazy. That's crazy.
that's another great one. I actually had that on my list too.
Yeah. Sorry, spoiler, but we
That
can throw it
logo.
in there now.
No, that's all right.
Um,
We could do that. But yeah, I always liked that logo. And on that note, also, I'm not a big fan of that type of font type, like calligraphy type, like
it's just done so
Armored
much.
Saint.
It's hard to
like
read
Armored Saint
sometimes.
logo. It just kind of looks like, all right. I mean, you know what the band is about, like kings and queens and knights and shit like that, Dungeons and
Well-
Dragons crap.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of the new logos, including a lot of the local bands that do logos too, because we take fonts or whatever. You don't see too many logos with something incorporated into it. Like some of these have stuff incorporated into the logos. You know,
Yeah.
you know, It's just it's so it's just right now. It's just kind of it's just it's a word. It's a word. Mike D,
Yeah.
what you got?
Listen, Damien doesn't like wings. I don't know. I'm gonna shoot at Aerosmith, man. That's
I like that
definitely
It's a
logo.
great logo.
I
you
think
like
it's
these
cool.
wings, but you don't like. I guess
I do.
don't
You know what? I like it.
It's
because
almost kind of. What was first though? The Aerosmith or the Van Halen?
Aerosmith.
Oh, Aerosmith.
It had to be right. Yeah.
By a few years. But yeah, I liked it because it was actually like there's a lot going on in there.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
There is. There's more than one variation of it, and it's really cool. The Aerosmith logo is great. Even the lettering's fucking great. The way it works.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
And
I'm
there
a
was a
fan
couple
of that
variations over the years, but yeah, I'm a fan of pretty much all of them I liked.
Yeah, even the simple one with just the star in the middle with the, I mean, they're all good.
Mm-hmm.
They're all good. Yeah, I think
You knew it was them,
Yeah,
it's a great logo. Looks great on a t-shirt. And like I said, the font's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's up to me now. Slayer. No denying that logo.
Simple. It's great though.
Great with the sword, the pentagram with the swords, and the names kind of slanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a straight font. The name's kind of slanted, so that's pretty cool. I don't know where the hell I just went, but here I come back. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, I love the Slayer logo. Did they change it much through the years at all? I don't remember it.
I don't think so.
Let's see. Let's take a look and see if we have different Slayer logos here. Not really. I mean, well, yeah, they got one. I mean, the logo's still the same, but they got the one with the eagle in the background of it, which is a cool one.
Yeah, that's just the artwork around it. But
it's still the main logo.
The font's usually.
Yeah. When I'm saying besides the font, I'm talking about the logo sometimes too, though. Yeah, like that's a pretty cool ass logo. But the font, the font's pretty much the same. But the pentagram with the swords,
the pentagram one, yeah,
it's really really cool. Okay, Mike. No, Damien. What you got, Damien?
Anthrax.
Okay, yeah, there's a couple good ones there.
I thought that was always cool. I liked how the shape of each letter and everything, sort of like an artsy Metallica look, I guess. But
in that same vein,
yeah.
Well,
I like the end. The end comes down with the T.
Are. Yeah.
And they moved on to the pentagram logo now. Done slightly. That's like one of their things they use now.
Right.
I guess
I don't really get for them because they're not that kind of band. But
I didn't really.
The A for Anth, I guess it looks like an A, maybe. Way shaped. But they've been using that lately. And how about their mascot? Was it the Knot Man, right?
The Knot Man, yeah.
Yeah. We haven't seen the Knot Man in a long time, though, right? They haven't pumped out something with him in a long time.
I think that stopped around like State of Euphoria, though. I think they kind of matured after State of Euphoria.
I think that was the last time we seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember it after that.
I don't know. I'm trying to think now because I think I do remember seeing some like State of Euphoria shirts with it done in like sort of that like stone look. I could be wrong, but
no, the State of Euphoria is definitely when they were
not State of Euphoria. I mean, Persistence of Time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's when they kind of did away with it.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
I had the Knot Man back in the day. It was like it was a rubber toy, and it was like it had like these 4 little finger holes in the back of it, and you can like move the face and everything like that. So I had it way before I even knew of Anthrax, or probably even before Anthrax even used it.
Yeah, it was sort of like associated with like skater stuff too.
Yeah,
but like I remember when I got into Anthrax, I found this poster in one of the magazines, and it had like a picture of the Knot Man behind him, like with his arms over him. And I had that on my wall down my basement, and I had like in front of the Knot Man's face, I had the puppet. It looked fucking cool. Like it was like 3D popping out.
Yeah.
What you got on your list, Mike?
Oh, well, let's go with this iconic band and iconic logos. Everything cool, but I can't get into them. The Grateful Dead.
That was what I was going to say next. Yeah,
that skull with the lightning bolt through it. All the
your
cool
face
T-shirts. Yeah, man. Like you look at them, that's like, oh man, this is a heavy band. And then you hear him and it's like the complete opposite of
Yeah.
what you think.
Yeah.
It's like you would like maybe if you saw like the bear one, but like most of their stuff is like skulls and
Well,
like pretty cool shit.
the story, I don't know how true the story is, but the story is that the logo came up and it was more simplified. I think it was just the two colors of the circle with the lightning bolt at first. That from having when the bands play a shitload of gear backstage and shit was getting confusing. So I think they were one of the first bands that actually started marking shit on their gear, so you knew it was theirs.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, their stuff, like their t-shirts look great. I wish I liked them. I tried to get them for the t-shirts. Just, it's not my
thing.
I
tried many a times, man. I just can't get into them.
Yeah. Not for me. As Bert would say, it's not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me.
I'll tell you what is for me though. Probably the greatest mascot ever. Logo's good, mascot's good, album covers are great. Iron Maiden. That's definitely up there for me.
A lot of people use that font too.
Yeah.
And their imagery is always a huge part of their, what they are,
What's great, because the band don't portray themselves in a certain look, really. You know what I mean? But the logo, the mascot, all that shit works. Like they don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
That's their thing. Maiden's got such a cool look. What do you got, Damo?
How about the Danzig logo? Which
great logo.
I don't know. Is it the same font as the Misfits one?
I don't know. I know the skull came from Christar. I know that.
I'm not talking about the skull. I'm just talking about the lettering, the font.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the same font. It's probably not.
Yeah, because the Sam Hain is pretty close too.
The Sam Hain might be the same. That could be the same. Because Sam Hain and Danzig kind of, it was when they got signed, they were Sam Hain.
Right.
Yeah. So it kind of, I could see that being the same lettering. Maybe.
I remember my pick again. I'll just wait for the next round.
The Danzig logo, the Danzig skull, another one of those T-shirts you see everywhere. See everywhere.
Mm-hmm. It's good branding.
Oh, great branding. Yeah, great branding. Well, you don't see, like you said, you don't see much. There's bands that have logo. They're just not, for some reason, they're not as memorable right now compared to. I mean, who's got guys now? You got the Disturbed guy. You see that face or whatever he on stuff, but even that's not as memorable to me as. And they use that one a lot. They use that face a lot. Godsmack sometimes got the sun. The old ones had the sun. There's not too many. Even Manson. Like if you look at Marilyn Manson, he's one of those guys, almost like Motley Crue, where they changed the font all the time. It wasn't
his original font, I think, was just cheesy looking.
Sure, yeah.
But
he changes it,
kind of cartoony or something. Yeah, but the one was sort of just like plain lettering that kind of fit a little more, looked a little more.
But he switches it a lot.
Yeah,
at Motley Crue, same thing. They switch it a lot. They switch it. I couldn't even tell you what. They have a lot of cool logos. Like I don't know. I would say probably for me, Shout Out to the Devil logo. Even there's not really much going on there. Besides the pentagram thing. But their Dr. Feelgood logo was good. The Girls logo was good. The Theater Pain logo was cool. Slightly different. Mike D, what do you got?
Probably one of the more iconic ones around. I mean, can't leave this one out.
Don't say it. Go ahead.
I know, dude. I know. It's probably you're probably going to cringe, but the Rolling Stones.
Oh, okay.
It's a great logo. Great logo.
Okay, but I'm wondering who he was thinking now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say my pick. That's why.
Oh.
Huh? Oh, okay.
No, the Rolling Stones. That's a great T-shirt logo. It's a great logo.
It is a great one. I'd like to know the history behind that tongue.
There is.
Well, I know the lips are supposedly, of course, Mick Jagger's. I think the tongue was supposedly some kind of, I don't know, Hindu god or something like that.
The idea was supposed to be from the Hindu thing. And what happened was, I think when they went to the artist to do it, the artist decided that he wanted to use Mick Jagger's lips instead. Like that kind of. It's how it kind of happened. Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
but that was the first idea. I think was the Hindu thing. And then
You think that's
morphed
like the
into
most iconic band logo? It's got to be.
that. Gotta be. Just because it's been around so long. I mean, I would say it's probably, as far as you would, I'm considering, the symbol with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You got probably the Rolling Stones, the Iron Maiden.
It's got to
Eddie.
be.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin Angel.
I wouldn't
That's
say the
pretty big,
Angel.
but-
I'd say the Zoso stuff. I would say that.
Or that.
But the Angel too. Yeah, I could see that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're right, Mike. I think I could see that. The Misfits, that's something you see everywhere. The Ramones, you see everywhere. There's just certain logos. Yes, there's certain logos that AC/DC. I mean, there's certain logos you just see everywhere. So who took that one? Was that Mike's? All right, moving on to
Bert,
me.
what you got? What you got?
I got one for you. Because it's so interesting. The logo, Death. It's got the cross with the Grim Reaper with the sickle.
Yeah,
that's an interesting logo.
Yeah, so you got an image within the logo. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right. Which you
know what's funny?
We used to do that back then.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was looking at a lot of lists that was listed on their worst ones, and I'm like, really? I'm like, that's actually a pretty cool logo.
The Death logo?
Yeah. It was listed on a lot of lists as being a bad logo. I'm like, I don't get it. I think it's actually pretty cool. It has a scythe in it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, that screams heavy metal right there.
Mm-hmm. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, I got my one that I almost forgot to mention. And I want to come off like a complete fucking dum-dum. But after I tell you. But the Guns N' Roses logo, right?
Right.
With, the image you see everywhere. The one that on the Sweet Child of Mine video, you see it on the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had, up until a few years ago, I had no fucking idea that was the back of a bullet.
What? What's
Damien,
that?
You got me too, buddy.
Really?
What was the back of the bullet? Wait, let me make
Yeah.
sure I know what you're talking about here. Wait a minute.
It says Guns, and on the bottom it says Roses. It's the round circle thing.
First logo, right?
Then it has, then it has the two revolvers like this.
Yeah.
Pointing at each other.
Oh, no, guess what? No, I didn't know that was the bottom of a bullet. Now that you said it, I can see it. No, I didn't know that.
You see
three
it.
dum-dums.
I thought it was
wow.
I thought it was just a cool circle. Wow.
That's what I always thought. I always thought it was just like a just a regular circle.
It's
no
the
big
logo
deal.
at the bottom of a bullet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I didn't
Guess
know
what?
that it was the back end of a bullet.
Let us know, guys, because I think 90% of people don't know that.
Man, see, I thought it was the other way around. I thought I was like
way.
in the minority. I mean, who the hell knows? But
What's it look like to you? It just looks like a cool circle with a.
that's exactly what I thought. It was all within a circle. But now it's like that. Now that even makes it even fucking greater because
Yeah, but if it is the
whole...
bottom, if it is the bottom of a bullet, the guns go over the circle.
Right. So that's where. Yeah.
Now you're looking too much into it.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
if it's supposed to be the bottom, it's got to fit inside, right?
Right. Well,
that's
was,
for the bigger gun you don't see.
Yeah, that was sort of my thinking too. But
now,
that's
even if
brilliant.
it's not true, I can see it now though.
Yeah.
It's the bottom of it's like like the bottom of that. Yeah. I never knew that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
If that's what it is, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, it is. That is what it is because I heard about it and I was like, whoa. That's why if you ever see that, and now on the Illusions one, they use the same thing, but they added the blood behind it. You ever see that one? If you do a search, you'll see that. And
I know what it is, but I'm gonna look for it again.
Now that even makes more sense because it looks like the bullet is actually in someone. You get the blood. I don't know what you would search for. Guns N' Roses with logo with bullet with blood or something. I don't know, but they started using that around the Illusions record. But they've always had cool imagery, man, with the with the skulls and everything.
Very artistic too.
Yeah, it was very like tattoo oriented.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it always looked like an old school kind of like tattoo.
Oh, you look at that logo. That logo is an upgrade compared to almost every logo that was going on at the time. It looked 3D-ish. It had colors. It
And
wasn't
the
just a
font
flat
was
logo.
just the font was just a regular font. Nothing.
The font
to
was
it,
plain.
you
The
know?
font was like the least
Very
most
plain.
interesting thing
Yeah.
about it. It was everything
Mhm.
else around it that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Mixtapes and taste cakes. See you next week.